As we gear up for the 2024 Trekzone Fan Film Awards, the third iteration of the awards, which is going to be part of the 21st anniversary celebration of Trekzone on July 10. I'm catching up with Star Trek fan filmmakers because I've been a little bit lax this year. Last time we spoke with Starship Lorelei. This time around, Euderion Infinity, both from Germany, both separate yet equally important groups. Looking forward to this chat. In fact, I was so looking forward to it, I forgot to actually introduce our guests today. It's a four-way panel. Sebastian, Tom, Miri and Amelie are going to be joining me on the other side of the opener. And we got started straight away by talking about their fantastic exocomp prop.
This is a Trekzone conversation.
Yeah.
So when you start, Basti, you start. You made
You made the exocomp, so it's your turn.
Okay,
I talk all the time.
So that's a story I often tell people who are interested in the exocomp story. So actually, it was a COVID project when we had the lockdown. Oh, this is another Carl behind me. So when we had the lockdown over here in Berlin, I visited my friend Thomas. He and me, we are the oldest member of our club, and I found these pieces of like foam, rubber foam, on his table. Said, "What are you doing?" "I'm building an exocomp." There. What are you doing? So he's building an exocomp because he was bored, and we were all bored because of that lockdown. And I said, okay, why didn't you tell me before? So he made the corpus, the main body of the exocomp, and I said, okay, I will make the electronics. So I will make the LEDs, and I will make the rocking antennas, the rocking ears of the exocomp. I learned how to program an Arduino, and this is how we made the physical exocomp. It took like 6 months, 8 months, so we were pretty quick. We didn't have too much to do during the COVID lockdown. And then, we needed a story, how the exocomp will be introduced into the movie. And maybe Basti can tell something about the story, how we came up with the story.
Are you worried? Oh, well, I was just going to say, are you worried that it's going to turn into Peanut Hamper?
No, his name is Carl.
But he's special too. Yeah, Thomas and I, we are basically the creative team, but we had another story in mind, which we couldn't do because real life stuff happened, and we had to rewrite basically the whole script. But we definitely wanted to put Carl into the movie and make original story of him, and then. Also, we had Miri here. She was our newest member also, and we needed an original story for her. So we basically wrote a story where we introduced her and she is on an array mission, and something goes wrong like it always does. And then I don't want to spoil too much, but there's something happening with some alien nanite stuff, and so mini robots, and they came in contact with Miri and also with Carl, and so Carl gets mind of his own, and that's basically the story. And then we also have Amelie, which is our other main character in the movie. She plays the role of Leandra and is basically a scientist from the Archein, the civilization we met in the story, and she is basically the chief researcher of this civilization. And we wrote it, and we showed the script to the other guys and girls in our group, and then we started filming almost 2 years ago, like the Lorelei. It's basically the same story, 2 years in the making.
I think that's incredible that two separate yet equally important groups who create Star Trek fan films and are separate, but have done this whole journey together, but separately over 2 years and released on the same day. I just think there's some nice synergy.
That's crazy.
There.
And Amelie is also in the Lorelei movie.
Yeah, if you pay close attention, you might see me for a second or two.
So, Emily, what was that like to be in two separate films, both Star Trek, two separate groups almost? Any sort of differences? I won't ask you to pick sides.
I would never. Well, first, it was great fun in both cases. I certainly had a lot more to do in the Euderion film. Yeah, but I think they are quite similar concerning production-wise. Yeah.
Nice.
One time it's a cellar with a green screen, and the other time it's a gymnastics hall. I don't know how to say it in English, with a green screen. So yeah, it's just an empty room with a green screen.
Yeah,
and
right.
the rest is
We are the guys with the shady basement.
and a lot of post-production.
Yes.
Now the Lorelei gang were telling me that German Star Trek fans are very particular about the specifics of the way things are done, the technical aspects of a story, in terms of you can't go to warp with one nacelle, you can't kick a tribble, things like this. Did you guys find any of that with your films? I know you've been going for a few years now as well.
Well, I think it's important to pay attention to the lore, and of course, if there are mistakes, it's okay to point them out. I
We
mean,
don't do mistakes.
over 50 years of canon, and that's the history of Star Trek and what makes Star Trek. So I think there shouldn't be any major mistakes, because that just destroys the context and the story.
Yeah, but I think, since we are fans from the first, some of us since we were toddlers, we don't do these big mistakes. I think we do much less mistakes even than the great studios, because we know every detail. So I'm not very happy with some major mistakes in the big movies, but I think we don't do any. Well, we don't want to tell too much about the movie since you didn't watch it yet, but we try very hard to be within the canon.
So we're the nitpicking Trekkies ourselves.
Yeah.
And I dare say, we care much more than the big studios, I think.
Yes.
At least at the moment.
Well, and I think that's the whole reason to make the Star Trek fan films, is because you do care, and you have a lot more of a vested interest, shall I say, in terms of making a Star Trek fan film, whereas a studio is kind of looking not necessarily at every detail. I have heard stories from on the set. Jesh Bush did tell me on Strange New Worlds that they actually have a continuity person for canon, where I remember in the 90s Trek they weren't allowed to ad-lib a lot, but in current Trek they are, but they actually do have someone off to the side keeping an eye on that ad-lib and going, well, you can't actually say that because it doesn't quite work. But in a Star Trek fan film, obviously a lot more dedication and passion to Star Trek and knowing absolutely everything.
Well, I don't think it's only that. I think fan films, we have it much easier than the big productions, because we just have to satisfy our own Trekness. And if we want to tell a certain story, we just write it and do it. We don't have to take in look at some groups. Don't know how Zielgruppen. Wie ist das in English, Tom?
I think it's target groups.
Target group, yeah,
group, yeah.
you know what we mean. Some we don't have to look at all the factors a big studio had to
Yes.
look at when doing a story or doing a series. We know the canon, we know where we are playing in the timeline, and all the rest, yeah, it's just up to us. And I think we there were not so much negative comments until now, so I think we do something right.
And in concerning ad-libbing, which isn't allowed on the official productions, actually we are allowed to write our own dialogues. If we are not, Basti, you said that to me. If we are not satisfied with the way the actual dialogue is written, we are allowed to change it a bit.
Yeah, we're not that
Which I
hard
think
behind the camera.
which I think all of us did to
Yeah, because we
just a
weren't
slight
able
degree.
to remember it word for word. Let's be honest.
I mean,
Sometimes
I mean,
Every
we're,
take was different.
I mean, we're not actors. We're always saying this. We are just people in front of a camera trying to get the script right, and so yeah, we just want to have fun in front of the camera and doing the stuff. We are nothing compared to real pros. So yeah.
For Amelie's character, actually, when I read her character, I would have played it completely different. Everyone who watches the movie can make their own mind up, but I would have played it completely different, to the
More
way she
heroic.
did it, and
Yeah.
probably more like Ripley on Alien. But I completely love your way, the way you did that. I just thought when I watched you on the takes, I just thought that's a different way of doing it, and it works. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah, now I'm curious. I mean, Sebastian and Thomas, you're the one writing the script. What would you say? How close is the final product to what you had in mind? Is it your vision coming true or something else completely?
You can
Can
always
you remember?
change. No, not. I mean, we wrote it 2 years ago, and I think in our minds the vision always changes. So I'm just happy that we did such a great movie, and the people like it. And yeah, of course, you in retrospect you always can say I would change something, but we just change the stuff in the next movie. So yeah.
So the minimum is we are happy with everyone who could learn the lines, and
Yeah.
Amelie was perfect in learning the lines. We I don't remember well we had to repeat one or few takes, but we other guys we had to repeat a lot of lines, but not with Amelie. So she rides with a train a lot from her town to Berlin. So she's in a train a lot, and she has time to learn the lines, and we just have to take the bike or whatever within Berlin. So she's has more time to learn the lines. That's why she was so perfect in with her lines.
I love it. And Miri, so you joined the team for this one. Is that correct?
Almost. I joined the team for the very last scene of the movie. Before that, I just wanted to hold a boom mic. That was my idea of participating in the production. And then I think it was Basti again, because he holds the camera. He said, go over there and please do something, like you're tapping on the screen. And I did that, and then I think in the very last scene I clapped.
Yeah.
So I could be integrated into the background, and then I was in. And then I got a really big role in the movie, in the newest one. Yes. And in that one, I'm the newest crew member.
That is fantastic. I love how that kind of evolves. And you started out as a boom operator and ended up as the newest crew member on board the ship.
Yes,
That's
that
always
wasn't
how
my
it
plan.
happens.
And but they got me with one thing. I got spots. They made me into a trill.
Yeah.
Yes, and I love these spots. That's always my highlight of every shooting day, when Thomas paints these little dots. I love them.
Now, Tom, tell us a little bit about, or Tom and Sebastian, tell us about the origins of Euderion. Looking through your YouTube channel, it's been quite a few years and a couple of productions as well. So this isn't your first rodeo, as it were.
No, we had a lot. Tom is a founder. I always
Yes,
call him
I'm
this
one
as
of
a
the
founder.
So the Thomas, who isn't with us right now, he and me, we are the oldest members, and our first starship was called the Aldrin, the second person on the moon. And we split up with these guys and from the Aldrin, and then the remaining part we met in like New Year's Eve of 2003. And we what kind of starship do we want to have? So we knew it should be an Akira class starship. And another guy, he told us he has always in mind a special name for a starship. The name was Euderion, and there's no meaning behind it. And the special thing is, at this time, the Google search results for Euderion were 0. So we said, oh, so that's a unique name at this time. So if you Google Euderion, in the future you will only find us. And like a few months later, there was from an American pharmacy, there was a heart medicine whose name was Euderion. It's not in public anymore. Maybe it wasn't successful, or I don't know. But for a few months, there was a heart medicine named Euderion. But now, if you Google, you will only find us. That's the basic story behind that name. So there's no special meaning. We made up a meaning of it later, or at least we made up some fake history starships with the name.
I like world building. Yeah.
Yeah, like world building. So that's actually the long story short of the name. And then we met Sebastian, I think it's now 11, 12 years ago.
2011 or 2012, I think, yeah.
13 years ago.
Yeah.
And then his sister came along, and then Miri came along, and Amelie we made on a Trekzone in the southwest of Berlin. And we never split up again.
And it has taught me too that my pronunciation of Euderion has been incorrect for all these years.
We love
been sitting there
in so many ways how you pronounce it.
Yeah, we heard it in so many different ways. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say the correct way.
International name. Yeah, that's a problem. You know, even the French. I don't know how the French would pronounce it, or the Spanish. I don't know. Euderion.
Are we sure it isn't a swear word in any language?
Hopefully not.
What?
Well, until now there were no negative comments, so
Okay.
yeah. I think we're safe.
Let's hope they never come.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Well, from now on, I'm calling it Euderion, and I'm going
Thank
to
you.
I'm going to seek pronunciation guides as I get towards.
I told you guys we should have made a short video last year.
Yeah.
To educate everyone on the pronunciation.
It was on a whiteboard, and so yeah.
But
maybe
Stephen
we can
Hawking
include
here.
this idea in
Yeah.
our next short films. Maybe
We have enough ideas.
very short tracks then.
Yeah.
Could be something as
very
simple as a new crew member, a background actor coming on and mispronouncing the name of the ship, and then the captain explains what it is.
That's nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Just
that's
a little
nice.
throwaway line.
We will introduce a new crew member probably in the next movie. So idea by Matt Miller. Yeah, that's
Yeah. Well, we just call the crew member Miller, so yeah. Why not?
Yes.
I love it. Brilliant. Well, guys, I can confirm that Euderion is in consideration for the 2024 Trekzone Fan Film Awards.
Exciting.
No more information just yet. Chuck and I are going through our list, and you will know first once we sort those nominations out in the next couple of weeks or so. So looking forward to that. Now, I put this question to the Lorelei gang as well, but obviously winning awards isn't the reason to make these fan films. So what is the reason? Why do you guys do this over 2 years to make a film?
Because we're crazy and we love Star Trek.
It's as good as reading than as any.
And we just
And
love
we
to
like
play.
spending time with each other, loving
Yeah.
Star Trek.
Yeah, and telling our stories in this big sandbox called Star Trek universe. And yeah, we're just happy that we can do it together and can do it until now. And hopefully we are allowed and to do it. Many years to come. This would be great.
Absolutely. Well, and I did realise too, I had forgotten, but, we both celebrated the 20th anniversary last year, 20 years of Trekzone, 20 years of Euderion. Now, and this is the thing, it's something that endures and will continue to endure, I think, another film on the way, and especially with passionate fans such as yourselves.
Yes.
Yeah, there's so many crazy, cool people out there who doing fan films. So yeah, I think so. Yeah, Tom.
I hope we have some invitations for conventions in this year. So we are invited for 3 Comic-Cons in Germany to introduce our film, and I hope we will meet the other fan film guys, because there's no competition between us. We enjoy watching the other movies, and we see what they can do better than we, and we hope they will see what they can do better.
We're learning so much. Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, The Legend of the Archein is out now from Euderion Infinity. I'm gonna have a little pronunciation guide next to my camera as the weeks progress. But that film is out now. Tim, I really appreciate your time. A short, sweet podcast. As you say, you recorded yesterday for 3 hours, but we keep them nice and short here at Trekzone so that people can get a bit of a taste and then jump over and watch that film, because it is certainly worth checking out. The link is in the description. Sebastian, Tom, Miri, and Emily, I really appreciate your time on today's Trekzone conversation, and looking forward to more from Euderion.
Yeah, thank you for having us, and we have so many ideas. There's certainly more to come.
Thank you. Now we'll put on our pajamas.
Good night.
Go to sleep. Good night.
A great chat with the Euderion Infinity gang from Germany. The first time they've been on Trekzone, so thanks again to Sebastian, Tom, Emily and Miri for their time. Obviously, those time zones with Europe, that meant it was pretty late for them, so I really appreciate them staying up and chatting with me for our brief Trekzone conversation. Look out for more from Euderion Infinity on Trekzone as we gear up for the 2024 Trekzone Fan Film Awards. They're coming up on July 10 as part of the 21st anniversary celebration of Trekzone. Be on the lookout for all of that. But a quick tag here to mention membership on YouTube. Sign up and get those behind the scenes and early access to our podcasts and the information for the awards show in the weeks ahead. I've got a little bit of time here now off for a little bit in the real world with Trekzone Media, so I've got plenty of time to dive into this virtual world and really sort out those awards and give members some proper benefits. So sign up today. That's thetrek.zone/support. And of course our socials, we're everywhere on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, back on X a little bit as well, and YouTube Shorts as well. Highlights of podcasts, especially Talking Science, our mainstay this year. So be on the lookout for all of that. And for now, thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you again on the next Trekzone Conversation or Talking Science.